314-276-SOLD or KathyHelbigGroup.com. Good morning, Kathy Helbig.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So there was an article in the newspaper about that the market is insane right now.
It is completely insane right now, yes. So we're going into year 2 of being really light on inventory and really high on buyers, so supply and demand is there. So for every house we put on the market, we have 10 or 15 buyers that want to buy it. So it's really important to get with us right away. A lot of times people are thinking they're going to do this mid-summer, but we need to know about it now so we can start pre-marketing your house. We can get in there and tell you exactly what to do to get it ready for top dollar, for multiple offers, because you really want to take advantage of the seller's market that is insanely
you also
slighted towards the seller right now.
It also sounds like when you get on the highway, you're going 100 miles an hour. So don't get on the highway unless you're ready to go 100 miles an hour.
Exactly. And that's kind of what my topic is today, is about how to prepare to buy, because people that aren't used to this market are kind of thinking they're just going to mosey into it and look around at houses. And maybe I should start 2 or 3 months early looking for a house. My lease isn't up until September, October. That's not. You're wasting your time, because what you look at today is not going to be there tomorrow.
Right.
And that's the problem that a lot of buyers are running into right now too, is they're not really prepared for this. So they get out there and then they do stumble on a house that they like, but they haven't talked to their lender yet. They don't really know what their buying power is. They don't really know what they're doing about the house that they're living in.
Right.
So all of these things are things that we need to sit down and talk about ahead of time, so that I can figure out where to put the cart and where to put the horse for you. Because people really, it's surprising me when I go to their houses and sit down, and they really haven't thought it all through most of the time.
Right.
So that's what my first job is, to sit down and figure out what's your goal, how are we going to get you there. And it may not be easy right this second. We may have to go through a couple of different detours to get you into that house.
Right.
But here's the plan, and here's how we got to do it, and here's the timing to do it. So being prepared, number one, is make sure you've checked your credit scores. You know where you're at with that. Don't go out and start opening new credit cards. Don't go buy new furniture. Don't go buy a car. Don't do anything that's going to cause a credit inquiry between the time that you start looking for a house and the time that you're going to buy a house.
It surprised me that people still do that.
They do it all the time. I mean, you walk into every retail store and like, oh, you want to open a credit card today? It'll save you 20% on your purchase. You're like, oh, okay, that's a bad. As soon as they check credit, it's a ding on your credit.
Right.
And then it's more credit line that's open as well. So you need to know your credit worthiness. You need to, number one, get with a reputable lender, and please, please, please use somebody local.
Right.
Please use ours, preferably, but if not, somebody local. Dealing with the out-of-town banks, dealing with the online people, there's really not a person that we can get a hold of. And there are so many curveballs that happen during the process of getting you approved and getting the loan closed, that we need to be able to find somebody here that can react quickly, because the market's moving so quickly.
Right, yeah.
And then you also need to know how much you can buy. You need to know what your closing ability is, what dates you can get into the house, what the seller wants. So all of these things are talked about ahead of time, so that we can form a really strong offer for you and get you a house. Because if you pause just for a day to get some of this stuff, you will not get a house.
Yeah, you have to be in a position to make the offer. You can't go to lunch. You got to make the offer right then and there.
Yes, and so get with your smartphones. I have people go, well, can you just print that off and we'll scan it? No. Time is of the essence.
Right.
We have electronic signatures for everything. Literally hours can make a difference on a house right now.
Typically could be multiple offers.
There's usually multiple. If it's a decent house and it's first come on the market and it's priced right, it will have multiple offers.
Don't go to commercial break. Make the offer and then go to commercial break.
And don't feel like you're overpaying necessarily if you go over list price. If you're not going to pay it, somebody else will. So that means that's what the house is worth in this market. It doesn't necessarily mean that you just overpaid.
Navigate these shark-infested waters with KathyHelbigGroup.com. 314-276-SOLD. The brand new office is where?
Chesterfield Valley. We service all of St. Louis County and St. Charles County from our headquarters there.
Longtime sponsor here on the Big 550 KTRS. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.